Hey everybody, this is a review for the foil, the original foil, e-foil setup from Foil, www.getfoil.com. I was a pre-order and I ordered the foil in early 2021, got it kind of late in 2021. And that's because I ordered the fully exposed carbon model. And I'm really glad I did. I'll say before I zoom in too close that a friend of mine put PPF, paint protective film, on it. It's kind of a little test. We're gonna kind of see how it holds up to the water. So if you see any bubbles or imperfections, it's certainly not the amazing carbon fiber that makes up this whole setup. It would be the PPF. So just want to make sure to point that out. But the carbon fiber is absolutely amazing. You can see the weave. The whole setup is fully exposed. It's definitely an upcharge. And for me, it's worth it. I also paid a little bit extra to go with the stealth badging on the whole setup. And as you can see, it is absolutely stunning. I was super happy with the workmanship and the way it came out. And I think you'll see why I would be. It's really just a stunning board. Forgive the beeps in the background. I'm in a property where it's being renovated and the smoke detectors are going off, so my apologies for that. The strut and the wing are also fully exposed carbon. I'm hoping to kind of grab that down here, and it's kind of hard to get the video to fully focus in the light, but as you can see, the wing, this is the first wing that Foil offered. The setup, they've since moved to a easier wing to learn on. They actually have several wings available, and they're high aspect wings, so they're narrower and longer. It depends on the wing you get, but the one wing, I think it's the 200 high aspect wing, is known to be very easy to learn on. And I think that's, the high aspect wings are the wings that are coming as kind of stock now on the boards that are ordered. But as I said, it's an absolutely beautiful e-foil. The stealth badging, all carbon, exposed carbon model is the first production all carbon model that was ordered and delivered, and I'm super happy to have waited for it. I waited a few extra months for it, but let me show you a few things about this board. I'm going to hand the camera over. So the all carbon board also has a carbon lid, and there's the battery inside. I have it all hooked up. This is the extended range 2.6 kilowatt hour battery, and the connector comes from the motor up through the strut, and it's just simple. A one connection is all that's needed. This is again the first of the foils. This is the original 5'8" foil, and like all the foils, it has the state-of-the-art Mavericks motor. What's really cool about this motor is that it doesn't have to drive a pump. The battery doesn't have to drive a pump. Notice up here where the battery is, there's no cooling hoses. It's just one simple connection to the battery and nothing else. No cooling hoses, etc. The reason is because the battery is a state-of-the-art design where its internal material absorbs the heat and disperses it. So there's no need for water hoses or anything, which is super nice. This particular model goes up to 2.5 hours on a charge, and it's tops out about 28 miles per hour. I'll just kind of show you how this works. This is an aftermarket stand, which kind of makes it nice, but this is the controller. What's really nice about it is its color. It's got a built-in GPS speedometer. It's Bluetooth, and you take the safety lock off by pushing the button for just a moment. Now it's unlocked, and you'll notice power level 15. I'll talk about that in a minute, but there's the prop driving. What's really nice about this particular unit is the company has been extremely responsive to feedback from the customers, especially those of us that were early adopters of the foil. We pre-purchased, we put a deposit down. And what some of the feedback was the propeller, the motor noise was high pitch. And so foil, they were very responsive, and they've actually changed some settings with the motor, and it's actually a different frequency, and this is one of the very first quiet motors that was put out. That's actually for those that got one of the early motors. It's an upgrade. I believe that you can send it to foil, and they'll actually change it so it's a quieter motor. So this particular motor is a quiet motor. Very hard to tell, when it's not underwater. I wish I could take it out on the water today, but it's very, very rainy. So just to touch on a few other things, all boards are fully upgradable. The powertrain is all obviously in the lower section, and so if you want a shorter board, which is now available from foil, you just unscrew it with 4 bolts, put the powertrain on, stick the cord through, put your battery in it, and off you go. So that's really, really great. As far as the company goes, as I said, they've been very responsive. One of the common feedback from the earlier customers was they didn't want to have to vary the trigger on the controller to vary the speed. As you're learning, you obviously want to go slower. So the CEO heard the feedback, and they put out a firmware upgrade. Now there's 15 different power levels on the handheld controller, so you can actually make the max speed whatever you want it to be based on your experience or lack thereof, and that's really awesome. Another thing that foil has done is they changed the warranty. The hardware and the battery are covered for 2 full years with no cycle restrictions, and that's really cool. I mentioned the other boards available. They have what's called the Foil X, which has extra range, up to 3 hours, 30 miles an hour, so it's super fast. It's a smaller board. It's much lighter than this standard foil board, although this is a carbon fiber board, so this is lighter than the stock board. But the Foil X is lighter, and it's a foot shorter. It's 4 feet 8 inches, and it's also forged carbon fiber setup. I think the wing and the strut and everything is forged carbon fiber. The Foil R is the racing. It's even faster. It's 35 miles an hour, and you can get up to 2.5 to 3 hours of range. It's got a special racing wing on it. That's really cool. The company is based in the U.S. I've found the company to be highly responsive to the customers. Obviously, it's a big investment, and I like the fact that the company listens to the customers, and they've made some changes. So one thing I want to show you real quick, one of the cons, in my opinion, of the early boards is there's no handles. And so I find it to be kind of slippery, and I don't want to drop it. That's why I put the PPF on there to kind of see how that works. And so they were responsive to that. So the newer boards, I think the shorter board for sure has handles on it, so I appreciate that. Another, maybe not necessarily a con, but something you have to be careful of is this connection here. So the connector is a screw-on style connector, but you have to be really careful that you don't just push on it and force it in. It goes on a certain way. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it connects to the charger. So we're going to bring it over here to the charger, and I'll show you the connection. I made a dot here, and I also put a little bit of white paint on the arrow that comes on this connection. So you just kind of match the two up. Make sure you're on straight. You kind of want to go backwards a little bit on that connection. Make sure you're on straight, and then it just feeds itself on. It's perfect. The charger automatically senses the connection. And what's really cool is the remote is magnetically held onto the side. And, oops, wrong side. And boom, that's how you charge the controller, which is Really cool. Last thing I want to show is that there's an app. The Foil app is really neat. This is what the app shows, and it's very user-friendly. You tap controller, Bluetooth, I think, is how it connects. It shows the controller, it shows the software version, it says it's ready, shows the charge, and the device is up to date. The software is up to date. Of course, the same for the battery. You'll see it connect here in a moment. It's looking for both. Here's the battery. You tap on that. Oh, look at that. Software version, it's ready. It shows 51%, and the software is up to date. You really can't ask for a more user-friendly software, and I appreciate the fact also the company has emailed me saying, hey, we put out a firmware upgrade, make sure you upgrade it. And I did, and I did it through the app. And it's great. That was actually the upgrade that gave the different power levels. So anyway, the company's been very responsive. I don't have much bad to say about it. I love it. I love how responsive the company's been. I love the workmanship of the product. I think it's very adaptable. I can get a shorter board if I want to do that, or maybe for my wife or my kids, somebody that doesn't weigh as much as me. We can put different wings on there, so they have various wings that can be added. I like the fact that there's really no maintenance needed. There's no water lines. If you take it out in the ocean where there's salt, they tell you all you need to do is rinse it off. So, you know, like I said, cons, I don't have much to say. Just the early buyers, those of us that bought early, we didn't get the high aspect wing, but that's fine. You know, I would like to have handles on it. I hope this review helps you. I think when you're going to make a big purchase, you want to purchase with confidence, and you want to make sure that it's a reputable company that is going to stand behind their product, and that obviously the product itself is good. And I feel really good about the purchase. I upgraded absolutely everything. I upgraded the battery, I upgraded to fully exposed carbon, I upgraded the badging. I got the fast charger. They also make cases available, which I think are about to be shipped. So I pretty much bought the top of the line, and so I spent more money than the basic, but I would do it all over again. Again, if you want more information, go to www.getfoil.com. And like I said, I hope this review helps you. Thanks a lot for watching.